Hi there, I'm Tiana, and I've created this video to explain a rare neurodegenerative disease that affects not just your brain, but most of your major body systems. This disease is called MELAS for short, and it stands for Mitochondrial Encephalopathy, Lactic Acidosis, and stroke-like episodes with seizures. If you have found this video, it is quite possible that you or someone you care about has been diagnosed with MELAS, and the information out there can seem very confusing. Since MELAS is a rare disease, not many doctors know a lot about MELAS, and it goes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed with other conditions. MELAS is one of the most common mitochondrial diseases and affects both men and women equally. And this happens because there was a genetic change that happened on your mother's side of the family. This mutation happens in the part of the cell that makes body's energy, the mitochondria. And because there are different ways it will show up in your body, not every family member will have the same symptoms. Unfortunately, MELAS is not able to be cured. But later in the video, I will mention how the genetic mutation can be stopped from passing it on to your children using new forms of technology. Mitochondria are like the batteries that run our bodies. I once heard someone say that living with MELAS is like running on two AA batteries that never fully charge. Since your body has a difficult time using the food you eat for energy, cells begin to die off and they can't be rebuilt. In MELAS, these cells that die off are usually in parts of the body that need a lot of energy, like your brain and muscles. Usually, people that have MELAS start with a normal developing childhood, and sometime between the ages of 2 and 15, symptoms will appear. Usually, people with MELAS will be shorter than other people and smaller in size. Even though symptoms can start before a person is 20, some people have had symptoms start later on in life. One of the biggest complaints people with MELAS have is the complaint of a severe headache, and these are sometimes associated with stroke-like episodes and seizures, and can worsen symptoms such as confusion and difficulty concentrating. Extreme fatigue is common in people with MELAS because their bodies are not able to make energy like other people, and shortness of breath and difficulty exercising make it hard for people to stay healthy. Another problem with MELAS is lactic acidosis. Your body normally makes lactic acid when you exercise, and then your body balances this all out. But in MELAS, it's like your muscles are always exercising. This makes too much lactic acid in your blood and causes things like severe vomiting, stomach pain, and muscle cramps. Hearing loss is another early sign of MELAS, and sometimes stroke-like episodes can damage parts of the brain and make hearing loss worse. Sometimes people have vision problems and may have a harder time seeing things near or far. Their eyes may become dry and people can get droopy eyelids, making them look tired a lot of the time. Many times, stroke-like episodes can cause people to have seizures, and it's important that if you go to the hospital, the doctors and nurses know that you have MELAS, because the drugs that they usually use after a seizure can actually make seizures and brain damage worse. Stroke-like episodes are similar to a stroke that is caused by blood clots or bleeding in the brain. This can cause a person to not be able to move one side of their body. But interestingly, some people with MELAS can actually get some movement back in their limbs after an episode. Doctors can use MRIs to look at your brain and see where there may be damage and if any of the damage has improved. Many people with MELAS treat their hearing loss with cochlear implants, and it's important that your MRI technician knows this ahead of time, as it may cause complications. Doctors can use a variety of different laboratory tests to see if you may have MELAS. Genetic testing can be done to see if the mutation is in your genes, as well as they can check the levels of mitochondria in your blood and even your urine. A muscle biopsy is another way to tell if you may have MELAS. Doctors might tell you that you have what is called these ragged red fibers. If you look at this picture, you can see that the blue there is your cells, and the red is dead mitochondria. As the cell dies, mitochondria move into the watery part of your cells and build up, causing muscle cramps, pain, and MELAS symptoms. It is important that the number of good mitochondria in cells is more than the bad. If not, this is when you start feeling the effects of MELAS. Doctors can check what is called heteroplasmy levels in your blood or urine, and this will tell them what the balance of good and bad cells is in your body. Since it's important to keep your mitochondria healthy to have the best outlook on life as possible, your doctor may prescribe what is called a mito cocktail, and people will have different combinations of vitamins and antioxidants prescribed to them. Vitamin C, D, and E, and most of the B vitamins are all good for mitochondrial health. Antioxidants, like coenzyme Q10, are used most often. Doctors can check your levels to tell you which ones you need and which ones you don't. Ketone-similar diets can help people with MELAS improve seizure control. Eating foods like berries and avocados and adding thyme and rosemary to your diet can be beneficial to your health. It is important for anyone with MELAS to try and get out and be active every day. It helps not only your mitochondria, but your overall health too. Since lactic acid is a problem in MELAS, training your body to increase and decrease the amount of lactic acid has been shown to help. Resistance training has been shown to help improve strength and give you more energy. It will also help with the stomach and muscle pains that you may get. Just as eating right, exercise, and a proper diet is important, sleep is too for mitochondrial repair, as they repair themselves at night. You should aim for a minimum of 7 hours. This is the time the body rids itself of wastes. A lot of people with MELAS has diabetes, and it takes careful monitoring and planning to lead a healthy life. Sometimes people with diabetes are given medication that may make lactic acid levels increase. It's important to talk to your doctors and practitioners if you have MELAS, because many other things may affect how the body processes energy. It is important to talk to your doctor, especially if you're going for surgery, and make sure they know that you have MELAS. Some drugs that they use in surgery can have complications in people with mitochondrial diseases. Remember I said before that MELAS wasn't curable, but there is a possible chance to take it out of your family's gene line. The technology uses IVF. Normally, IVF takes a mother's egg and a father's sperm and makes a baby. In this case, what happens is the mother's egg has the bad mitochondria taken out and good mitochondria from a donor put in. Then they put it back in the mom, and there you go. You have a 3-parent baby and no more MELAS in your germline. I am sure you have many questions, and I have only begun to answer even a few of them. Here is a list of organizations and resources that you might find helpful. Don't forget, places like Facebook are great supports and have groups dedicated to people with the disease. There are many clinical trials shaping up across the world with promising results for new medications. Unfortunately, there's not many organizations in Nova Scotia, but Mito Canada is a valuable resource and can help answer many of the questions you have. New information on COVID is coming out, and vaccines and staying healthy for people with MELAS is essential. The World Health Organization and CDC are also very helpful in answering questions. Last but not least, coming in the spring of 2021, is a new website that will be dedicated to compiling all the newest information on MELAS and putting it all in one place. I hope that I have been able to help you understand a confusing disease that affects not only the person that has it, but the ones that care for them as well. Thank you.